Hey everyone, and welcome to the Infinite Respawn podcast. I'm Chicken.
I'm Grif.
I'm Baka.
What's up, guys? Oak's out of town. I don't actually know if he's supposed to come back into town today, but I don't even know if he's gonna make it back, considering that we're getting snow wherever he is. He's like 2 or 3 hours from here, so I mean, hopefully he'll be back for next week. Hopefully everything will be okay.
If you get snowed in for a full week, you went a lot further than 3 hours north.
I mean, I don't even know exactly where it's at. I just know a couple of hours away is what I was told. So, but I did see a picture with a lot of snow. So, you know.
Lucky.
I know, right? What games have we been playing this week?
I guess I'll go first. I finished the Gunk and I finished Turok all this week. Like, I played a bunch of games this week. The Gunk was fun. It is a short, fun platformer adventure game. Decent story, not too bad. For being on Game Pass, you got 4 hours to burn, just play it. It's fun. Good mechanics. The gameplay loop is solid. Like, it's almost like Vacuum Simulator with Gunk. And it is solid gameplay wise, and the story's good too, so definitely recommend that one. And Oaks played it too. He'd be sitting there nodding his head going, yes, I recommend it too. So
yeah.
2 out of 4, definitely check it out. And then I played Turok, absolutely smashed the game. I remember playing that game when I was young and being like, man, this game is difficult. Playing it now, it's just like side running through the entire level and knifing everything that comes near you. It's like, because the knife is uber weapon.
One, you're a grown-up now, and 2, you've played a lot of games since then, so like your reasoning and your context clues and things like that are on a different level.
Yes, that is definitely true. Like, it is crazy to see the difference between Turok is not hard at all.
I've never played anything so easy in my life.
Just full smashing the game. I died a few times. I don't think I ever died to an enemy short of a boss. Like, all of my deaths were from falling off of something, like platforming, jumping on these tiny little things. Just kind of fell off and been like, oh no. But yeah, now we're waiting for Pokemon Arceus, and Ollie suggests a name drop.
Yep.
Ollie, one of the first games he suggested when I was trying to figure out what to do with my filler time, is apparently I found the next thing for everybody. It's a game everybody has heard of. It's called Project Zomboid. It is a top-down 3D sim zombie survival game.
Yeah.
It is extraordinarily intricate in its mechanics. And it's a hardcore style game. You get bit, you die. That's it. Well, in my world, you get bit or die. In the normal game, you can get a scratch, or if you wear bloody clothes and you have a wound, it can infect, and you can catch it like that. Like, the normal game mode's a lot more difficult than what is on my
We're still playing
servers.
hardcore, but it's like nice hardcore.
Yeah, you get bit, you're dead. It's a 100% death sentence, and I made it on my personal server 12 hours. When you get bit, it is 12 hours before you die and turn into a zombie.
And then your friends murder you like a loot pinata.
Yep, like that's pretty much it.
It's not Snitty.
Yeah, Snitty. We played as a group, and Snitty I think was the only one that rolled. Like, we all rolled our initial characters, and I think he's the only one that died. Everybody else like got beat up, but yeah, so far, our one time playing last night for several hours.
Grif got tore up from the floor up when we first started. Like, I was trying my damnedest to protect her, and she got bit like she got attacked like 3 or 4 times, and I was like, oh no, she's gonna die. Well, one of those zombies bit her. None of them did. They scratched her, lacerations, things like that, but none of them actually bit her.
It was just very dodgy, that's all, like.
Lucky.
You gotta duck and leave when you're getting zombie attacked.
Yeah, no kidding.
Avoid those mouths.
Yeah.
Yes. Avoid the mouths. Kite, man. Kite. Do not let them get on you. If they surround you, you're dead. Like, they could kill you without biting you and kill you slowly. They could just surround you and kill you.
That's what happened.
I like that they have where you can actually hurt yourself going through the broken windows.
Yeah.
Yes, like I said, it's so many intricate mechanics. Gotta
There's
make sure you clean the windows out
the
before you
glass,
go through.
yeah. Like, once it's broken, you just right-click it and remove glass, and it'll fix that so you don't hurt yourself. Some of us didn't figure that out, obviously. Baka.
I did not know.
Hey,
I got a deep wound because of it.
Yeah.
That's okay. I stitched them up. I said I'm playing a fire lady with first aid, so I've been managing. As I've learned, you can assess people medically, and you could take care of their wounds, which is nice. I realized Baka had a deep cut, and I was like, oh man. And then I remembered we had a suture kit. I was like, I wonder if I could
had a sewing
stitch that.
kit. You just
A suture kit.
Oh, it's a sewing kit.
That's different. I had a suture needle and a scissor suture holder, which makes the chance of doing the stitches even higher. We only had one suture needle.
Oh, okay.
So I used it on his deep wound, and it stitched it up. And then you can cover it with bandages to help keep infection out. And like I said, the intricacies of this is crazy.
That we're playing? I can't remember if you said the name.
What, Project Zomboid?
Okay. I couldn't remember if you actually said or if you just jumped into what we were talking about.
No. I said at the beginning, I was like, I think it's Project Zomboid.
Okay.
It's made a resurgence because the multiplayer is actually out now. Like, I played this game a long time ago with a friend, and my save file is actually still on my game, but I can no longer load it. And the last time that I played that file was December 20th, 2014. That version of the game is long out of date.
It's been a minute.
Long out of date. So, and like the game, the zombies and everything inside of it is just so fun. It's like casual hardcore where it's slow paced and you feel like you could just kind of do your thing, but you have to be so cautious and careful. Because a single bite, a single drop of the hat, and you're just done.
Yeah.
And I on stream on Friday when I was calling it, I jumped over the fence to try to get back to my base that I'm building, and there was a zombie right next to where I dropped, and she grabbed me and like did the attack on me, and then pulled away, and I was like, no, I lost it. Like, I just lost it, screaming, oh my god. I was just so unhappy. And I killed the zombie and instantly checked it. No bite. No bite. Thank goodness.
Passively dodgy.
And the one I was playing earlier today, I opened up the door to a bathroom, and the motherfucker just ran right out of the bathroom and bit me. Didn't actually break the skin, but like every time you open a door, the game is so tense when you know zombies are around, because you know
they're
just
somewhere.
that one mistake, that one missed push, and you're dead. So that's what I've been playing. I've actually just fallen into it before this week. I had like 12 hours in it from so many years ago. I've like tripled that now. I've got like 35 hours in it.
We should probably look into maybe in making it so the food and stuff that doesn't go down quite as fast. Because I had multiple times trying to like where I'd eat something in the game, and then as soon as I leave the house, it's like, oh well, you're peckish again, and I'm like, I just ate a meal.
Some of it's the quality of the food and what you're eating.
Yes, that is actually 100% true. And I downloaded an add-on that shows you actually bars of all of your stuff, and it could show you how fast your stuff is going. And everything matters, by the way, how much you're carrying, how fast you're moving. If you walk, it burns a lot more calories. If you eat canned food, you're going to burn through that very fast. Like, that is why Grif's a chef, and you eat her cooked food, it lasts a whole lot longer.
Depending on what it is. The cooked food with, like, the meat in it lasts a lot longer, but, like, the mushroom stir-fry, the zucchini stir-fry, things like that are just vegetables, they go pretty fast, too.
Yes, those help keep you in shape, and you want your calorie intake to be high, which there's a calorie bar to see how many calories you have. You want to make sure, because if you're eating canned stuff and not getting very much calories out of it, you're going to burn it really fast and get hungry again. Like there's so many little things, and having that add-on makes things a lot easier too, because you can actually visually see.
They're like a hunting thing as well. Like I know there was foraging.
Yes, there is trapping and things like that. There are deer and all sorts of different animals that you can actually hunt, because later on in the game, this is a finite game, for the record. Like, eventually, the world will become overgrown, houses will deteriorate, the zombies actually do decompose after a long time. Like, after so long, they start getting more sluggish and slower. The power and the electricity turn off. You basically lose access. It's the end of the world. You survive until you die, and the world just keeps going on. I made it so that we get power and water for 6 months, but after 6 months, no water or power anymore. You have to make your own. You can get gas to do generators and boil water and things like that. Like, the game shifts pretty hard toward the mid game, where you lose access to those easy stuffs. So you've got to be ready for that. Stock up on as much food as you can.
Which means we need to find like a river and a good source of water.
Yes.
Look at us planning our Project Zomboid stuff over here.
It's a fun game, and it's casual, and it's fun. Like, I enjoy the hell out of it. It's like reignited my love for this thing. And they have done so much work on it. Like, and they've continuously worked on it for the last almost 10 years.
I mean, I'm interested. I'm enjoying it too. And when I know, like, I vaguely remember you mentioning it when you played it the first time. There was like no way I was going to be interested in that, but now I'm like, yeah, let's play. Let's do this.
I'm 100% shocked that anybody in this group other than me is actually interested in it, because hardcore games does not seem like this group's tempo of games, but everybody is like full into it.
It depends on my mood. Like sometimes I can focus on a hardcore game, and then other days I'm just like, I don't care.
I think part of it is too is like we've got this team aspect, so we know if one of us dies, like we're gonna come back and kind of be somewhat okay. You just have to reskill and everything, like build skills back. Yeah. So
okay, and I'm debating this hard. There is an add-on that is called Death is Not the End, and it makes it so that when you die, if you find your zombie person, your other self, you can kill it, take the token off of its body, and use it to give your new character like 20% of the skills from your previous character.
Oh, that's neat.
So that you don't get everything, you do get some of the bonuses back, so that your new character isn't just a complete re-roll. So
that would be very helpful, like especially like if Grif dies,
like late game and whatnot. Like you've done so much work.
That cooking.
Yeah, having to redo all of that. So like I said, I'm debating. I know where the add-on is. I might go ahead and get it just to save us a little trouble, so that it doesn't feel so final in it. Yeah. So, well, like I said, I'm still thinking about it. But that's all I played. And WoW, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
I'm still playing Death Stranding, and I would like for this game to stop making me cry, if that's possible. I did not expect that, possible. So I did not sign up for this. Also, I am the destroyer of vehicles on accident. And it's not always like I ran into things and it blew up, because, yeah, it's going to take damage and whatnot, but sometimes it's just like the world hates me. I did this camp earlier today, and there were 2 trucks in it, 2 of the bad guy trucks, and I was like, cool, I need to load them up because this is a lot of really heavy stuff, and I can't carry it all as far as I need to carry it, because there's a water thing that I need, a river area that I need to cross. And I can walk across it. Obviously, I got there by walking across it. But I was like, with all this cargo, it's going to be so much easier. So I put it in a truck, and I was like, oh, there's a bunker over there. I think I need to go turn something into that, but I'm not sure. I'll just drive over there. So I drove over there. I did not need to turn something into that person yet. I know I will, because it was the first time I've ever met them. But not yet. So I was like, all right, cool. I just got to make it back to my generator, and I can't build another generator here because this little area is not part of the network. Basically, I'm not only a postman, but also some sort of like wireless cell phone carrier as well. I need to get everybody connected to my network. So
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I feel like I should be asking these people as I walk away from their base. But I was like, okay, so I plotted my little line, because you can, like, make your travel plans on your map. And I'm like, here to here, and that's where my little generator is in the closest area that I could build it. I was almost there, like, I could see it. And I had to go through some water, and it drained the last bit of battery in the truck. And I was like, so the truck's just sitting in the water, and I was like, all right, fine. There's another truck. Let me get out of this one. I can carry the stuff from this one to the post box, but then there's already stuff in the post box that I need to get and take elsewhere, and the post box is right next to my generator. So I put everything in the post box from the truck, and then I was like, let me go run back into that territory while everybody's still sleeping, because you can't kill them. They're all sleeping. Get in that truck, steal it, and come back this way. It's a shorter distance because I'm not an idiot now, and I don't have to go to the other person's house. So basically, it's like the generator, and then right there is the bank of the river that I need to cross, and then the camp is on the other side of that river. I drove my truck all the way back, and it died in the middle of the river. I'm like, I can see the generator again, twice in a row. Why do these bad people not refill the tank on their trucks? I hate you. Because it's not like you can get out and push it. Just in case someone was going to
steal them.
Clearly. Because, I mean, you can't push it. I can't build a generator any closer to it because it's in the river is counted as in the bad guy area, so I can't build one there. And I can't build one on the other side because it's not in the network yet. And by the time that I get that other person connected to the network, because things deteriorate in this world, that truck will be garbage. So I just loaded everything on my little floating carrier. It's like a little sleigh that you can pull behind you. I named it Francesco because it's literally my only friend in the world. So I am a very lonely person delivering all of these packages. And I'm not discussing a lot of the meat of the game right now because everything that I could talk about is 100% spoilery, and this game is not old enough for me to just be like arbitrarily discussing all of the finer points of the plot. In case people are still planning to pick it up and whatnot. So, but yes, my friend is Francesco, my floating carrier. He's a very quiet friend, but he's amazing, and he climbs things. So, you know, it is what it is.
Well, at least he can climb.
And my BB is my other friend. I have two friends, and that's it. Sam Porter does not believe in having actual friends. Only, you know, these things, obviously.
I mean, any friends he makes are just going to want him to deliver stuff. Hey, man, we buddies, right? Can you take this to my friend?
That's exactly it. They're like, hey, I'm glad that I got to know you. You delivering package legend. Why don't you go ahead and take this package? Did I mention it's a person and you can't carry anything else while you carry them? Get it. I'm like, no.
Can you deliver this package? It's shaped like a person, but I promise it's not a person.
If this package is talking to me, I think you're lying.
Shh. No, it's just that earbud that I put in your ear. It's me talking to you. And if it sounds like I'm telling you to let me out, I'm just messing with you.
I'm just messing with you. Oh my god. It's fun though. Like I just want to know what's going on, and I don't know if they're ever gonna actually tell me. I'm pretty sure that some of this is gonna be like, haha, open-ended, make your own decision on what it means. And I'm not a fan of that. I need some finite answers here. So we'll see in about 10 chapters whether or not I get them. Which 10 chapters probably gonna be like 2 years from now.
No kidding, at this rate.
I know, right? But that's what I've been doing, and Project Zomboid with you. What about you, Baka? What have you been doing?
I did a few rounds of Fall Guys here and there, but I mostly have been playing Metroid, getting through that.
You still enjoying it?
Yeah. I just got the gravity suit, which is I think the final suit in the game, and I can't remember what it's called exactly, but it's the one where you can keep doing the spinny jump over and over again. It's not the screw attack, but
I know what you're talking about. Also, I'd like to point out his fantastic pun at the beginning of that. He did a few runs of Fall Guys, because all you do in Fall Guys is run.
Oh.
I mean, it was perfect.
I was like, I need somebody to explain that to me.
I mean, as soon as he said runs in Fall Guys, I was like, I mean, pretty much the only thing you do in Fall Guys is run and fall. Or get pushed over, grabbed, grappled. Let me go.
Well, so you're almost done with Metroid then, because you've got the final suit, final form.
I think I'm getting quite close to the end. There's still some things I know I've got to do, but I'm sure at some point I'm going to try to start going through, like, once I beat it, go back through the game and try to keep getting a bit faster and faster with it, like I did with Super Metroid.
So you're going to eventually be a speedrunner. Got it.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Look for Baka at next year's AGDQ playing this Metroid game.
Oh man, this thing will probably be at SGDQ.
Yeah, probably. Did you ever...
Yeah, there's already people that have gone through it pretty quickly.
Do you know what they ended up fundraising, Chicken? I know we're at the end of it.
It ended last night. And their total was... Hold on, game is done quick. Their total was actually record-breaking. This was the most that they've ever earned. AGDQ raised the total amount of $3,416,729 for the Prevent Cancer Foundation. It is the most money raised by a Games Done Quick. And I will be 100% honest, watching that Sekiro Shadows Die Twice blindfolded run was absolutely just...
That's wild. Like, I think anytime anybody does a run where they're blindfolded and playing it successfully, I cannot imagine. There are games that I've played 100 times over and I still could not look at the screen and successfully complete them from start to finish. Like, no way. Much less trying to speedrun it.
Like, the audio cues are unbelievable.
I could see it some with like, maybe some older games like the original Mario Brothers or something.
Because they're all timed in a perfect sequence.
I guess that's true.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, some of the newer games like Sekiro, that just blows my mind.
Yeah, watching this dude fight bosses blindfolded is just like... I don't know, man. I don't know. But that does put an emphasis on how good the audio is in games like that. Like, you could play the whole game on nothing but audio cues.
That's so wild. So wild to me.
Incredible.
Well, you want to talk about some news stuff then? There's only a handful of things to talk about.
The simple stuff, yeah, sure. I mean, like I said, there's not much, or like Grif said, there's not much.
Yeah.
Quiet week.
Yeah, it's a quiet week. It's early in the year, so, you know. So I think it was last week when we talked about Dying Light, saying that it had like 1 million hours of playtime in it.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're like, let me clarify. We actually mean that you can beat the game in one run in like 100 hours or so, or whatever it was. In less than 100 hours. That was what it was. Now they are guaranteeing that Dying Light 2 will have at least 5 years of post-launch DLC. So not only do you have to look forward to, if you want 100% the game, 500 hours of playing it, you get extras too, because there's going to be 5 years worth of DLC. I'm not saying that's bad. They are supporting the crap out of the game, which is great. I mean, I think that is so good.
It's going to be one of those games that is absolutely worth the $60 that you spend on it.
I mean, if you already know you can lock in for, well, it's $60 plus whatever the DLC ends up costing, right? Because, 5 years of DLC, I doubt it's all free.
Yeah, I mean, they did a lot of free DLC for the first Dying Light.
They did, but they did have some paid for content, didn't they?
The major DLC content was paid for.
So, I mean, and again, not saying that's bad. They're going to support this game for a very long time, which is nice. You don't see that super often these days. most of the time now it's like, launch this game as fast as you can. Is it broken? Fix it as best you can. Is it been out a year? Okay, forget about it. Let's move on. So, it's nice to have support, especially for something that is, well, I was going to say it's a single-player game, but I bet because you can have the multiplayer, it's going to be more co-op than multiplayer, or than single-player now. More people are going to play it together, which I don't blame them. That game is so fun together. Not that it's not fun solo,
I'd go through and play it with Grif again, even if she sets me on fire.
I mean, that only happened
we're all going to play through this one. I'm pretty sure it's going to be 4-player. It is going to be 4 players.
I wonder how many times I can convince Red to stand next to a hazmat zombie before I shoot it.
Boom.
No, it's not just boom.
It only took me once.
Boom. Because it's got to let
What's
the
that
air
sound? Oh, God.
Griff's at it again. That's a lot of DLC, though. 5 years. I mean, I don't know what their release schedule looks like for that. It could just be one big thing a year, but still, that's more than
even
most.
so, that's still a ton of content. You get 100 hours of content the first year, 50 hours of content the next year. Like you could play the game in its entirety every year for the next 5 years, and you get 100 hours in each year plus all the DLC extra. So there's going to be plenty of content for you to enjoy. Speaking of games that are worth $60, let's talk about one that's not worth $60.
Oh, no. I bet I know which one you're about to talk about because it was what I was going to segue into as well.
Boom. Halo Infinite. The developers... Is that the one that you were talking about?
Yep. Oak's not even here to defend it. Oh, no.
I know. He can defend it next week. I'm sure we'll be talking about it again, or he wants to make sure to say his piece. But the Halo Infinite developers have come out and said they're going to be focused on reducing pricing in their in-game store. First of all, stop. Why don't you fix the campaign first?
Why don't you focus on getting some, integral parts of the campaign out, like co-op and Forge mode? But like you said, a game that's not worth $60, it's not necessarily because it's not worth it. It's because you don't have to pay for it. It's on Game Pass. And most people that are going to play Halo are probably, on a Microsoft platform or on a Windows platform where they have Game Pass. So they didn't have to buy it. And I'm pretty sure 343 was banking on the Infinite multiplayer because it was free to play being literally the next biggest thing. Like, I think they expected that it was going to blow up and that they would have to not worry about cash at all because people were going to have to pay all of this money to unlock the color blue or something stupid like that. And it says a lot that that's their focus, that they made a statement to let us know we're looking at reducing store prices, not we give a damn about what you want as far as co-op or any of the campaign related stuff goes. This is very much something that let's focus on how we can make the cash out of this because we didn't make you pay for it to start with, I guess.
Yeah, their exact statement was, we've been monitoring the discussions on the shops, bundles, and pricing closely since launch. Using data and community feedback, we're going to begin rolling out changes on how we package and price items in Halo Infinite, and it all starts next week. What is your profit? Like, nobody's, like Grif said, this game really is not, it's more like...
Yeah, I don't know. It wasn't the next big thing. Halo Infinite's free-to-play multiplayer is not the next Fortnite. It's not a Fortnite killer. It's not, gonna throw PUBG off the top spot. Yeah, I mean, like, it's an okay multiplayer, but it didn't do anything super groundbreaking that people needed to look at, aside from be free-to-play and standalone from its original game, And that's not groundbreaking in the way that I think you think it is, It just feels weird, I guess, for them to focus on that. But again, it really all funnels back to they knew nobody was going to pay for the game because you could play it on Game Pass. So really only the hardcore collectors that wanted a physical copy were going to actually buy it. And this is how they have to make money to fund it. But it's also like, this is a choice that you guys made. You decided that the solo, campaign game was going to be essentially also free to play because it's on the Game Pass stuff. That's kind of on you. And I don't know. We've discussed some of the stuff on the store where it's like you do have to buy certain colors for armor and things like that, like shaders essentially. And it seems like there are other games they could have learned from before doing that.
Yes, I completely agree.
I guess they figured Fortnite was making hand over fist money with their cosmetics, so it wouldn't be any
Yeah, but
any
they
problem.
hit that kid market, and then the kids made spent a bunch of money.
That's true. I mean, I kind of hate to be like that about it, but the younger you are, the more likely it is you spent a lot of money on Fortnite, as far as cosmetics go and season passes and things like that. And I guess that's part of it too, is because isn't there a season pass thing that you can purchase alongside the free to play season pass on Halo? Yeah. I mean,
it's like the same thing in Sea of Thieves, in Halo and Fall Guys and everything else that has a battle pass. You have 2 levels of the battle pass. One is free, where you get one thing every like 10 levels or some bullshit, and also in Pokemon Unite. And then one that you've bought the battle pass that you get something every level.
right.
So they really screw the people who don't do anything. You get one crap item or some tokens every so many levels, where if you pay for it, you get a like 10 times that amount every level.
Yeah.
You get skins and other crazy stuff.
I guess,
Yep.
I wonder if some of it is like Microsoft does stuff like that, where it's like a lot of their content is on Game Pass and whatnot, because it seems like Phil Spencer wants to work a lot of goodwill into stuff so that people have a reason to latch on to Microsoft and like them as a company and things like that. But at what point does it start to hurt you? Because now you're putting flagship games on Game Pass the day that they launch, but how does that handle in your financial side of things? Because now you do have this store that's not moving product like you thought it was going to, and you're reducing prices. How do you balance that out between we want to be the good guys and give you free stuff, but we also are a company that has to pay our employees, so how can we make money?
Got to make a good game. Like, I think Halo's biggest problem is that they've lost what Halo is. Like, instead of trying to fill the niche Halo and bring people into it, they're trying to take Halo to other people. And then they lose their audience trying to go somewhere else. It's like, no, you build a store wherever you're at. It's for your audience. People love this, and people will come to you. But if you take your business and try to move it into some place where there's already other businesses, and those people are already taken by those other businesses, and you're just trying to draw them into it, it ain't gonna work, because then the rest of the people you left behind are like,
yeah, but I mean,
whatever, I don't care.
Even if Halo had kicked out a really like banging single player that had co-op and Forge right out of the gate, if they still put it on Game Pass, people still, I mean, if you have the option to get something for free or pay $60 for it, $70 for it, and it's the same product, why would you, is the question, unless you are a collector.
It's not about spending the money on the game. It's about retention, player retention. And because the campaign was single player, people like me were like, cool, I played the campaign, I have no interest in the multiplayer because it just doesn't feel like Halo. It feels like, I played Call of Duty, it feels like Call of Duty. You sprint around, you shoot people with this plasma weapons. They've junked up so many weapons and so many things to create such a cluster in it. It doesn't feel like Halo. Like, the combat in the single player feels like Halo. The grapple hook is odd, but I like it. It's fun. And if I had the opportunity to multiplayer in that, and if you could customize your Spartan in your multiplayer version of that, you know, like we talked about, being able to customize your FOBs, your forward operation bases, and do horde modes and actually create a sandbox, there would be more interest in buying your stuff if there were more ways to use it.
Yeah, I guess
but
that's
instead
part of
they
it
give
too.
you a crappy or a moderately decent single player campaign solo for free that has no way to retain its player base. It's even the people that are playing the multiplayer play campaign then go back to multiplayer. It's like nobody is downloading Halo to play the campaign over and over again. You can't play with your friends. There's no Forge. There's no horde mode. There's nothing. There's no customization. There's no replaying missions.
Forge because the multiplayer is now not part of the main game. So what are you going to forge? The actual maps? Like you said, the FOBs would be your only option to forge them, and you'd be forging them for horde mode or firefight instead of multiplayer. So, I mean, even then, like, forge is probably one of the last things that they care about.
But that's the thing, is they're just skipping out on player retention. What, your multiplayer, like your base multiplayer style is not going to retain people.
Yeah.
As you can easily see. If you want your free-to-play game to succeed, you have to hook the whales.
Realistically,
their retention for people across the board or not is low, so you ain't going to hook any whales.
I think one of the ways that you could have done it is if you could cross-pollinate, and then if you had done the right thing and phased out Master Chief in favor of a new character, you could do what they did with Reach, which is customize your character, and then you can buy the cosmetics, and the cosmetics that you buy show up in your campaign.
Yes, that's what I was just saying. Like, you let everybody kind of customize their own Chief or their own Spartan.
But the problem is it's Chief. You can't customize him. He has a specific look. They won't let him die.
I do agree.
Well,
that is why
they won't retire him. There we go. He doesn't have to die. He can just retire.
I do agree that they should have made you play a Spartan that landed on here, trying to help Chief or whatever. Chief gets tossed out. You're the Spartan that crashes onto the planet, and you've got to try to help take everything back. You get to customize your Spartan, and then everybody else who comes into the world kind of gets to bring their own Spartan, and then you've got like this story-based reason for all of it. But instead, they tried so hard to soft reboot it.
Yeah. To just start over with the same kind of story.
Yeah, and it's just like, again, retention. You're not doing it right.
So now you have to reduce your prices in your game, in your store, because nobody's playing it or buying it. So.
And just before, we could just keep going forever, but we'll move on to the next story, but I did want to toss this little piece out. January 13th, 3 days ago, the Xbox 360 servers have shut down.
For Halo 3.
Affected games are Halo Reach, Halo 4, Halo 3, Halo 3 ODST, Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary, Spartan Assault, Halo Wars.
So all of the Halo games.
You can no longer play those games online, and you can no longer get achievements or anything else from them.
Aww.
And the file share is no longer available either.
Aw. No, my file share.
All of your stuff is gone.
No. I think I have them somewhere, though, at least.
Yep. So.
Damn.
So that's the end of an era, and that is heartbreaking because I have so many memories of Halo 3 and ODST. And
but I mean, at least we still have Master Chief Collection, which does have those games in them, and all of the, Forge stuff and everything, so that if there was a map that you really liked, you can probably try to go back and recreate it yourself.
Mm-hmm.
At least there's that.
Yes.
Oh, man. Speaking of creating things, there was a bit of a stir caused by a very specific voice actor this week involving
we're jumping
NFTs.
into that one?
Yep.
Oh, boy.
So, I enjoy Troy Baker a lot. I enjoy him maybe slightly less at this point. Because he tweeted this week, by the way, super early in the morning, I guess hoping nobody would notice it or something. But then he trended all day for it anyway. That he was partnering with Voiceverse NFT, which is a company that essentially aims to use AI, essentially is deep fake technology, but for voice stuff, audio stuff, so that you can have custom audio works. But he said that he was partnering with them to explore new ways together, which where we might bring new tools to creators and make new things and allow everyone a chance to own and invest in the IPs they create. And then ended the tweet with, "You can hate or you can create. What'll it be?" Boy, let me sit you down for a second, Troy. NFTs are largely a scam, and the company that you're partnering with specifically is aiming to replace you. Maybe not in so many words. I doubt they actually said that outright. But if I can buy the NFT to Troy Baker's voice and have it say, through this AI program, have it deliver lines to anything that I want, and Troy doesn't get paid for it, I mean, why do I need you? I don't have to pay. I've already paid for my NFT. and I have access to their software to use this program, I no longer need you. You have endorsed a company that aims to make you obsolete and broke.
And not just him.
No, it's not just him.
It screws over other voice actors too, because why would you hire anybody else when you could just use his voice and modulate it in all sorts of different ways?
Yeah. And ending it with you can hate or you can create, what'll it be? It's kind of like being like, oh, you can be a hater or you can join the cool kids over here because we're doing the cool thing. Nah, man, nah. You know, I like you and you generally try to be a good dude, but this ain't where it's at, man. And then
you did like him.
All I can think about now is that South Park special where they're older and in the future, but in that Butters was there, and they had him locked up in a mental institute because he was just like so dangerously good at convincing people to buy into the NFTs.
Oh God!
But like Kyle just gave him a piece of paper and like he folded it into a cup to listen to one the guard outside and then started talking to him and convinced him about him to the point where he opened the cell and let him out.
Oh God!
Like it sounds really stupid, but yeah, that's all I can think about now when these things come up.
I don't think I don't think Troy Baker is going to be anywhere near convincing enough to convince anybody.
Well, I mean, and the thing is like most of the responses to that were sign me up for the hate. You know, you can hate or you can create. Yeah. I hate it. Thanks, I hate it. But I think one of the things that's really frustrating is like on the voice verse like things of what they're planning to do or what they're trying to do is like one of the lines is imagine being able to talk in the voice of the character you're playing in a multiplayer game. You can own the NFT. Okay, just because you've purchased this NFT does not mean that any game will support that. I mean, why would they? That's going to hurt them until they own that technology and don't have to pay for voice actors, right? So
exactly.
NFTs right now, in the long run, they could be something. But right now, they are so rife with grifters and scammers, and none of it's, like, this company is like, oh, you can't right-click a voice NFT and save, like, you can't a picture NFT. It's like, no. But a lot of us have recording programs that'll allow us to record the audio and then rip it to whatever we want. And beyond that, why would we want that? You know, like, why do I need this thing? Because there are other ways that you can get similar, I don't know, excitement. There's a thing called Cameo where you can pay like $5, I think it is, or something like that, and have a famous person that's on the site read whatever it is that you want them to. I mean, obviously, I guess there's like rules and stuff. I've never actually used a Cameo, but I've seen people go like gift them all the time. It's like, oh, I just got a cameo from so-and-so, Nolan North, and he said this Uncharted line. It was amazing. Then the voice actor directly gets paid for it, and you're still getting your custom thing, whereas this cuts out the paying the voice actor, and you're essentially just stealing their voice. Come on, Ursula, calm down a minute. I just, Troy, like, responded and said, put out another couple of tweets and mentioned always wanting to be part of the conversation, even if it's not, you know, a good thing and, or, you know, good for him and things like that. And he appreciates everybody sharing their thoughts and all of this, so now he has a lot to think about. So it's like, in no way did he backtrack or decide to pull out of this contract when the comments are full of nothing but, you really shouldn't do this and here's why. It's, I'm listening, you guys. Listening to this conversation. So glad we could have this conversation.
The voice actors would get paid initially by the company.
No, they don't.
Yes. They get paid initially for their voice.
They might.
Yeah,
and then there's no royalty afterwards.
They would have to. Or
there's no royalties. They will get, or they'll contract or whatnot, or partnership or whatever. But they will get paid for their voice at least at the beginning. It's not like...
But what happens when you make them... Like, what are the rules to this? Because what if I paid my NFT money to have Troy Baker's voice forever with this AI program so I can make him say whatever I want, and then turned him into a racist dickbag? Can he
I mean,
stop
you
me?
paid for
Because
it, you could do
theoretically, yeah, you're right. I paid for it, and the company actually mentions in one of their tweets one of the things that's so great about them is it cuts through all of that legal crap, so you don't have to worry about it. Okay, so basically I just bought the voice and this access to this technology. I can do whatever I want with it. So now Troy Baker's a racist dickbag, and anybody else that wants to participate can be whatever you want them to be because, well, you paid for it, right?
Yes, that is true. You have full access to their voice, and because you own it, you are allowed to do whatever you want with it.
I mean, I can't imagine anybody doing anything untoward with this technology. It's definitely only going to be wholesome people that participate. And they'll make Troy Baker say wonderful things like, I love puppies and kittens because they're adorable. Surely nothing bad will ever come of this.
Nope.
I know, like, part of me in the back of my mind, I can hear Oak Tree being like, I'm the optimist, though, and maybe it'll be good. There's literally no good here. Like, I don't know if that's what he would really say. I just know that he tries to keep an optimistic spin on everything, especially since I'm usually so negative, but I do not see the upside to this.
Well, I will remind him of his optimism about Halo campaign not costing $60.
I mean, there's a few things that you could probably go back through for all of us and be like, look, you remember this time that you were wrong?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but
so.
yes, I just...
We'll see how this story evolves over time.
I wonder if Troy's response is one of those, like, oh no, I made it bad. Let me say I'm listening to you and wait till it all blows over and you idiots have forgotten so that somebody will buy my NFTs. Because...
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Troy doesn't seem like he's the kind of guy that'll backtrack. He's one of them that, like, I'm right and you're wrong. I'm smarter than you.
Yeah. Like, he's usually a good dude, but this is not a good thing, and this is... Yeah. I'll just leave it as not a good thing. That's it.
Yeah.
Speaking of people that do not good things, Blizzard's still in a lot of hot water. By the way, in case you had forgotten about them, because I don't think we talked about them last week, which is surprising. But this week, LEGO is suspending the Overwatch 2 set amid the ongoing controversy, which, to be fair, that's literally not the only reason that you had to postpone that. That game's not out yet, and it has no release date, so you were going to have to postpone the set anyway, but at least you're taking a stand, LEGO. So...
Yeah, no kidding.
So that set's not going to be available for a while.
Like, when LEGO is like, your company is shitty, we're not going to work, we're going to reevaluate working with you.
Yeah.
Like, LEGO doesn't do that because, I mean, they don't have to. They've got so much money. It's like, whatever, we'll just release everything for money. They're like, nah, we don't like you.
Yeah.
We ain't going to do this. We're going to reevaluate. Talk to the rest of all the millions of companies that we've worked with to not work with you.
Yeah.
And LEGO is a titan of companies.
Yes. Microsoft is also doing something, but not a bunch. They're changing how we do certain things, quote unquote, based on the misconduct and everything. They don't want to virtue shame companies. Uh-oh, did we lose Baka? We lost Baka. Now I have 2 pieces of chicken, but they're stacked the wrong way.
Do I just shrink down?
There you go. Now you can pretend to be Baka.
Hey, do you want me to go up higher then?
Did he send us a message? I'm trying to see on my Discord.
I don't know, not that I saw. Do you want me to call him back?
You can try.
Let me go ahead and ring a ding ding this guy.
He's still online on Discord, but I don't know what that means. And we're still recording, so it is what it is.
Yeah. Sorry for the technical
look,
difficulties. I'm calling him back.
You put my thing over there.
And there he is. He's back. Okay, cool.
No, he's not back yet. Online. Hang on. Let me fix.
Did you click the hang up button, bro?
No. The net dropped for like a moment, enough to disconnect me, and then reconnected.
Okay, hopefully you didn't pause your recording or anything, and you just kept it smooth sailing, right?
Yep. Just kept it going.
Cool.
Good.
Now that I've got everybody back in the proper places, back to the Microsoft story. I don't know. Microsoft is trying to be the bigger person here and be like, well, we can't just cut them out completely because think about all the people that work there that aren't bad. And at the same time, I don't know. they're reevaluating some things that they want to do, but at the same time they didn't say what that really means, I guess. They want to find a solution. And I think the solution is pretty easy to find. Get rid of all of the toxic stuff, all the toxic people, and start there. Pretty easy. But for some reason, that's incredibly difficult considering that one of the most toxic people is actually their CEO.
Yes.
So
which I don't think will ever change.
Which the shareholders won't get rid of.
Yeah.
Yes. If they ever get rid of him, I will be absolutely stun-locked.
I mean, I get what Phil Spencer is trying to do here. He wants to find a way that allows them to continue supporting Activision games and Blizzard games, but they want things to be fixed with Activision Blizzard. But I mean,
but he knows it's not his place to virtue shame them.
Yeah, I mean, it's not your place to virtue shame them, but if your company continues to support the bad company and just be like, you shouldn't do that, you're not really doing anything that tells them they shouldn't do that. You're just saying it, and it's hollow, because you're going to continue to support their games and continue to allow them to launch product on your platform in a way that doesn't hurt them, you know?
Yes. I'm sure it's kind of like one of those things where we're going to be doing our own checks to make sure that these are coming from happy and well-adjusted studios, and if there are signs of turmoil, we're going to, cut your profits, or I'm sure there's an ethical obligation somewhere in their contract where it's like, if there's so many lawsuits or something, you get less percentage of the sales or whatever. Like, I'm sure it's behind the scenes stuff that we as consumers don't know about.
True,
I hope that there's stuff going on.
I guess it'd be like sanctions, if, you want to look at it as an actual political move. But I kind of wonder how much that will hurt Activision, and especially if it's just coming from Microsoft. Nintendo and Sony are kind of like, it doesn't really bother us, you guys do whatever, How much will that actually change anything? It does make Microsoft look like somebody that's actually doing something, but it doesn't actually affect anything on the Activision Blizzard side.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. It's a weird, it's gonna be weird because we aren't gonna know all of the inner workings of it. Like Phil Spencer said, obviously it's something he's not gonna talk publicly about because it is,
right, business
deals between business partners and things like that. But at the same time, I just wish we knew something more so that we could kind of judge better as to whether or not we think it's actually going to affect any change. The answer is probably no, but
yeah, the answer is probably no.
Oaktree the Optimist, I'm sure, would be like, this is going to make a lot of difference, and Microsoft is doing everything right, and I'm trying to channel him in my brain. I'm just bad at it, which is why I can never end the shows properly. But yeah, I'm sure, Ever the Optimist, he would think that this is going to really fix things. So I just want to get his viewpoint out there as best I can through my broken train of thought. But other than that, that's the news. That was it this week. Such a busy week all the way around. I don't even think that...
Did we talk about the Lego?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, maybe that was when you hung up.
No, I think it was right before he hung up.
Yeah.
He hung up. You mean he got disconnected?
Yes, something like that. I'm gonna say it was intentional because it's funnier that way. But do we have any?
I just got tired and wanted to go.
Baka's like, I'm done here. I've said what I needed to say. Click. Oh man, they're calling me back.
And then he fades away.
Oh man. Okay, well, let me do the best wrap up that we ever have because that's every one that I do. I only do the best. Thanks for hanging out, and don't forget to follow us on Twitter at InfiniteResPC. You can follow me at GrifSlinum. You can check out Chicken at
Elite Chicken 313.
He's not listening. You can check out Baka
at Baka Pickle.
Thank you. And Oaktree at MDB Oaktree. Oak has Twitch where he's on a lot. I don't know that it's every day. I want to say it's not. I don't know his schedule right now.
It's most days.
But it's twitch.tv/MDB Oak Tree. I have no idea what he's playing right now. He game hops a bunch, and I don't remember what he mentioned last time. I know he finished Gunk, and I don't know what he moved on to. As for me, on my YouTube, I'm still doing Dragon Age. It's Dragon Age Origins, and it's been a lot of fun, and I'm still playing it. I'm still posting videos. They're just not regularly scheduled, so you'll have to just go to YouTube and hit the subscribe button and wait for the next one. This game is going to take forever, though, legitimately. I'm still in the first area, and it's been like 16, 17 videos. I think total I'm actually still in the Mage Tower right now, so by the time I get done recording those, I'll know. I don't know how quickly anything else will move based on this. But it's been fun, and maybe since it is taking so long, I will finish all of the games up by the time Dragon Age 4 comes out. Quarter till never. And then, Chicken, what are you doing?
I actually don't think she'll finish the games before Dragon Age 4 comes out.
You don't think
quote
so?
me on that. I don't think so.
I think
I
Saving
you're
Grace
still
is going to
be
be Dragon
recording.
Age 2. I think because that one is, you can kind of like run through it pretty quickly. I think that one will let me catch up a lot.
If I know anything about you, you won't run through it.
I mean, but that game is shorter than the other two. Just like content-wise, it is shorter than the other two.
True.
So I think I can get through that one kind of quickly. And with Inquisition, I know the storyline, like the quest lines so well, I can move through them more efficiently. With Origins, I'm struggling with the gameplay still, because I don't know, you misclick one thing.
I just stand by it. I don't think she'll be done with all three of them by the time 4 comes out.
We'll see. What are you playing this week?
I'm filling in a time before Pokemon Arceus with Project Zomboid, which I'll probably still be playing for a while till Pokemon comes out.
And then probably also in your free time afterwards, because it's a fun game.
Yes, probably.
We should play that more tonight.
I mean, I'm down. I just gotta edit the podcast. Oh man. Alright, well, is there anything else that I have to mention? I think I did all the normal things.
No, you can check my Twitch out at twitch.tv/elitechicken.
Oh, I forgot to say what your Twitch channel was. I'm sorry. To be fair, though, it is all linked right down below this video on YouTube. And if you are on any other platform, it should be in the information area. Like, usually there's an about the episode. It should be in all of that. So, links are around. And if you can't find them there, you can always just go to our Twitter. I mean, I'm just saying, there's ways to find us. So... anyway, what else do I have to say? I don't know, I'm leaving.
That's
I'm Grif.
I'm Chicken.
I'm Baka.
Most organized.
Bye.
Bye!
Please hang up and try again.